There are few women in business more iconic than Diane von Furstenberg, or as many refer to her, DVF. At the age of 26, von Furstenberg redefined business wear for women with her now legendary wrap dress, a style that is just as common in the 1970s as it is today. While the beginning of DVF's career was focused on building her empire that now spans the globe, now she's focused on the next generation of leaders.
I think that it's really, really, really important to take charge.
In early September, DVF gathered women across industries at a lunch in downtown New York City. The goal? Empower women to feel in charge of their own careers. What inspired you to organize this event?
I've always said that I want to use my knowledge, my connections, my experiences in order to help other women to be in charge and to be the women they want to be. And today I wanted to rally a group of people and launch this manifesto.
And during the lunch, you called it a rallying cry. What are we rallying around right now?
The first thing is to connect, right? So I have a little game that I play with myself that I try for two emails in the morning that I do that don't benefit me, right? So I will introduce this person to that person. So it's, expanding this network, so to speak. The second thing is to expand. I arrange a meeting every week with someone that you don't know, and again, miracle can happen.
One of those miracles happened to Jennifer Hyman, the CEO and co-founder of Rent the Runway, a business now valued at $1 billion. Hyman credits a phone call to DVF and a couple meetings to the genesis of the idea for her entire business.
We have to be aggressive in going after our dreams in our lives. If you're not aggressive about that dream, it's never going to happen.
DVF's gathering of women across industries came against the backdrop of the Me Too movement, something that the fashion icon fully supports in her own way.
I go for it. I mean, I'm all for it. I agree with it. It's just, but the only thing I would say is Me Too has a little bit of a victim flavor because it means me too, I was victimized. And so I kind of like to take the attitude of in charge because then you're in charge. It's not being a victim. My mother, survived Auschwitz. She survived the concentration camp. So she taught me you should never be a victim, no matter what happened,
And you are in charge. You're the epitome, I think, of being in charge.
But that doesn't mean that I don't ever feel like a loser. And then, I say, okay, I look at myself in the mirror and I say, if you doubt your power, you give power to your doubts, and boom, you go.
How has owning yourself really helped you connect and support other women, which is something that you're focusing on right now in your career?
I think is that early on I became very successful very quickly, and then people would interview me and they had this preconceived idea about this little European princess, Barbara Park Avenue princess, and then they would say, that's not me. So I kind of became a little provocative, but at least it was my own words. I can stand by my own words. I can't stand by somebody else's way of looking at me.
And in the 1970s, a woman owning her own story, let alone her own business, was something that everyone was looking at.
It was February, I think, 1976, and I was in a plane really early because I had small children at home, so I would try to take early plane. And I had lots of magazines and newspaper next to me. I was the only girl. I was a girl, really. I was maybe 28 more top. And I had on top the Wall Street Journal. I happened to have a cover story in the Wall Street Journal that day. The guy is next to me and he looks at my legs and, he has these moves like, how am I going to talk to her and so on. And then he looks at me and says, why does a girl like you read the Wall Street Journal? So I looked at him and I just thought, jerk, And then I thought, what am I going to do? I'm going to lower myself and say, here, look at this. I am on the cover. I didn't say anything. I talked to him. I never said anything. And I have to say that all the satisfaction in my life, my biggest satisfaction when I felt so empowered is the fact that I never told him anything.
And the path for women launching their businesses today may look different than it did for DVF, but she knows one truth remains constant.
You've said before that you've never seen a woman who is not strong. For the women who are watching right now who don't feel strong, what do you say to them?
You are strong. It's inside you. Let it out. I tell you, every woman is strong, but sometimes a brother, a father, a husband, religion, circumstances, but often also themselves. We don't like to show it. We like the man to feel like he's a big deal, and so we sometimes discount our strength. Then there's a tragedy, a fire, something. The women, one child, two child, the jewelry, go, boom. All of a sudden, strength is there. Women are strong. Women are very strong.